The following contest is scheduled for one fall, and it is for the No Way Out Championship. On his way to the ring from Hell's Pit, James Grim Blackwell. On commentary for this match, we have Big Daddy Paul Steele, Mephisto Barbarev, he is the special guest referee, that's me. And that man right there, I see him being arrogant, Big Daddy. I see him putting the title on himself in this match. Because as I said before, I'll say it again. He is afraid to see the Kamikaze Kid reach that next level.
Well, I'll tell you something about Grim Blackwell. Grim Blackwell is one of those guys that is a consummate professional, and he's a perfectionist. And unless he's got a belt over his shoulder, he's not feeling like himself. There is no way that he's going to go into any opportunity to win any belt. If he had 2 other belts and he went in for a 3rd belt, he would do everything possible within his entire arsenal to win that belt, and he would carry all 3. That's just Grim Blackwell.
I see this as his way of trying to set the kid straight. Because if you remember, last week I tried to set this kid straight. And his opponent from the Isle of Samoa, the Kamikaze Kid. I'm telling you this much, Paul. I see this guy as a young kid with a bright future, possibly one of the brightest in this business. And not to be cliche, but I will still align for my favorite commentator in the world, good old JR. That right there, what you're seeing, is a blue chipper.
Well,
no
obviously, the guy wouldn't even be here to start with if he wasn't one of the better ones, because, I mean, we may be backyard up here at UWE, but we don't let just anybody in.
I don't know, if we did that, it would be like the Army. Just sign a piece of paper. Grim doesn't even look like he's going to give the kid a chance.
So did you ever hear of our spot training program? Well, of course you did. You went through it.
Yeah, of course.
That is make it or break it. You'll find out in about 10 minutes whether you're going to stay in UWE or not. And we don't have a very big roster because of that, because a lot of these guys that come up here end up leaving real quick.
Yeah, I know, but our roster's always open. Our door's always open for everybody.
Yeah, anybody has the guts to come up here and try it out. So the gist of it is what I'm saying is this guy, he hasn't wrestled very many matches, but if he's here, that says something.
All right, Big Daddy, I will leave you with the rings. Have fun with it.
Thing to say before this match sets foot. I always had respect for all my opponents. You, especially. You were my mentor, my guiding star towards greatness. And yet, you put me through that match with, how's that guy's name? Mephisto's balls and breath. And yet, I have lost, but I also gained knowledge.
Does he not realize that Mephisto is standing right behind him?
And yet, now, first time ever, the UWE fans around the world will see the greatest and the most dominating force in history, James Grim Blackwell.
Alright, Big Daddy, this match got underway quick, so you hold on to that.
Yeah, and after that comment about Mephisto's balls and breath, you might not be doing so well with the referee either.
Alright, he's out, break it. Piece of shit. Alright. Kid, get him back in the ring. Take him in the ring. You hit me with a chair! I'll show you how you do with a chair.
What you're having to look at is that hardcore edge that James Blackwell always wanted. We tried to veer away from that for quite a long time, but here it is.
Chair versus...
Now we're talking business. Throw away the weapons, get in there and show what you can do. Man on man, mano a mano.
Prove it. What do you say, kid? What do you say, kid? You alright?
Tell you cannot get away from the traditional wrestling moves. That is the basis of this sport. No matter what else comes and goes in this sport. You're talking about your basic wrestling moves, your locks, your holds, your submissions. When you get into that, you know you're a real wrestler. Because everybody loves the shock and the awe of the hardcore stuff, the chairs and the ladders and the tables. But when it comes down to it, what really makes or breaks a true champion is what you're seeing right here, which is just the locks and holds wrestling.
On the wrestling.
This match is starting to look like a three-way match here.
Which one of us? Be a man! Come on, be a man!
I didn't hear him say this was no DQ, but I'm assuming this is no DQ because any place else this match would have already been thrown out. But the good news about that is we don't cut the action. And it gets hot and heavy like this, a lot of people would cut the action. Here we just let it go. Tell you what, he grazed that chair. If he would have hit that any harder, he would have had a serious broken rib condition. I think Blackwell's want to fix that situation though. Oh, there you go. Somebody ought to cook up some baked beans to go with those ribs, man. Because they are certainly on the barbecue rather than in his body right now. Blackwell's having a seizure. I'm surprised we haven't seen all those tires come into play yet. We've seen everything else. See what you actually saw Blackwell doing there? It is your hardcore, but you notice he keeps working on that leg. He keeps working on that leg. We're talking scientific wrestling because sooner or later he can put a figure 4 or some sort of a leg hold on that leg, and it's already been beaten up pretty good. You know, it'll put a guy right to submission. Unless he's been working on the leg.